Hey everybody, it's Mark Smith, host of Digital Roughneck with my co-host, David
David
Conley.
Conley. How
Hey,
are
we
you?
decided to create this episode because what happened?
New proposed rules from the
Yeah, but
division.
you got a phone call.
I got a phone call. I got a phone call from a customer, and they were in a bit of a panic, saying, "Hey, look, got a new proposed rule coming down." They sent it to me and said, basically, combustor monitoring. Right? The EPA conducted a study out of Utah that said, okay, basically, tank combustors or combustors in general degrade over time. So degrade combustion efficiencies over time. So essentially, they're saying, you buy a combustor, it has to be at 95% efficiency in combustion and gas combustion. And they're saying that over time it drops below that. So you got to stack test. So big problem, right? Stack test every combustor that you have to prove that it's still burning at 95% efficiencies. So it's a big problem, right? And so I think you actually did some research, a little bit more research than I did on the actual
Yeah.
regulate the proposed ruling. This is not official or anything yet, but yeah.
So in good old Digital Roughneck fashion, we don't want you to have to read all this.
Right.
We decided to summarize it for you, which is right here in beautiful PowerPoint.
There we go. Much more appetizing.
So let's see what's new. Weekly ECD visual inspections. Oh, it's a big deal. Visual OGI inspection of all air pollution control equipment, including ECD, emission control device, aka combustors and VRUs. Inspection or monitoring of combustion device to ensure that it's operating, including the pilot light is lit and the auto igniter is properly functioning. If smoke or emissions are observed for 1 minute in 15 minutes, then immediately shut in. Okay, and ensure the vapors from the VRUs are being routed cleanly. Okay, so it's a big deal. Weekly visual inspections, and you got to log all of these puppies. Okay, so how would you do this? Okay, if you did it manually, well, you could hold an OGI camera steady for 15 minutes. If you see smoke or emissions, set a timer and count 60 seconds. Okay. Problem. Do you have enough people in OGI cameras to cover all the ECDs that might be attached to tanks? Right. Separators. What else? Hanging by themselves. Yeah. Whatever. All the
whatever.
Various,
yeah, all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Autonomously, we actually do this. Okay. Clean Connect. Right. So we're gonna kind of tell you how we do it. The visual AI machine model and optical plus OGI checks continuously, automatically issues alert if there is a problem. It can detect if the pilot light is out. Okay. So the manual way, the automatic way. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, part 2, ECD combustion test starting February 13th. Perform combustion test to make sure the combustor is achieving 95% efficiency. If not, you need to fix or replace it with a Quad OA certified ECD. You must file a report with the CDPHE on the equipment test and result within 14 days if it failed. And then you have to include this on your annual emissions inventory report. Okay, so starting, I said February 13th, but it's 14th. Anyway, happy Valentines.
That document you went through, that's the summary of the new. Okay.
Yeah. So method 1, they say, hey, you can use this annual test using flow meter, stack test. Put a flow meter in the beginning, the inlet, the outlet, and measure the thing. We had one of our clients say, if I had to do this on every one of my sites, it
could be upwards of $11 million.
But hey, good news. It's accepted methodology. The con, it's expensive. Okay. Method number 2, the Clean Connect continuous using visual AI machine model. We essentially are watching this for our clients anyway, right? We can do visual continuously. And we're also looking for efficiency, right? We're measuring the gas coming out of the top, right? So it's continually measuring it. Okay. You can detect, if it's through an algorithm, we can detect that it's running efficiently. Okay. And because we've trained the model to look for efficiently running ECDs. And so when it sees one, it can tell you if it's not, it can tell you if it's not, if it's out of compliance. And it's continuous and it's more cost effective. And the downside, it's new. So we're going to have to submit it for AIM approval like we're doing with everything else. But like, let's take a look here. Here is the, here's what it looks like using our optical. So we can see smoke coming out. We can start to measure that and look for that, right? And we can monitor, we log the time, date, location, and all that stuff. Okay. Then with the VOC, the OGI camera, which is on a tour, it's looking continuously around. It's designed to provide full coverage of your site. OGI cameras pan tilt, so you can define individual pieces and parts on your pad. Allows us to detect, quantify leaks, classify them, put them into telemetry data that can be used to report internally or externally. So we can literally crank out your visual and your annual inspections for you. And we've already submitted it for AIM for Colorado, Wyoming, and EPA. Okay, so there you go on that. And I think people will like to look at this, visual, automated way of doing this. Okay, so if you got any questions, you can always reach out to David or I, and we can get you, see if this is a good fit for this new regulation for you.